My friend Colin Plume from Noble Gold Investments just released his new book, Silver is the New Oil, and it says if you don't own silver yet, you're already behind. Colin says that as demand for technology, energy, and industry soars, silver's value is set to surge. The question is, are you ready to profit? This book reveals why silver is the most underrated asset today and how to invest before the world catches on. I've read Silver is the New Oil, and you should too. Get it now, available on Amazon.
Hey Charlie, how's it going?
I appreciate it. Anytime.
I don't know I haven't watched much of your stuff. But from what I heard, I do think I disagree with you on something. On the question of AIPAC, so I got two questions just to get your opinion because I don't know what you think. Do you think America's national interest and Israel's national interest is aligned?
Sometimes.
Q, just quickly,
Well, I mean, look, sometimes it's in our best interest, I think, to push back against Iran. Sometimes it's in our best interest to do technology transfers and weapons testing. And times, Israel, I think, is more aggressive in the Middle East than I think America should be. So the answer is sometimes. It's a very complicated question.
I agree. And second question, do you think that well, first of all, do you admit that AIPAC has a big influence in Congress and the executive?
They do, but I would argue, though, that AIPAC is not nearly as powerful as people think. Because I would just ask you a question. And people, AIPAC, if you guys don't know, is the American-Israeli Political Action Committee. Been around for 60 years, very powerful. But would you say that most lawmakers are influenced by AIPAC, or do you think that a lot of them are actually Christians who care about Israel?
I think they're influenced by AIPAC donors.
Yeah.
I don't think I think there too many of them are spineless to stick to any Christian values.
Okay, fair enough. I would say, though, that there are tens of millions of people in the Republican Party that are Christians that care a lot about Israel.
Absolutely, yes.
And I'm evangelical, so I know that world very well. So, yes, AIPAC has a lot of influence, but we also must have, I think, some nuance to understand that there is a large portion of the Republican Party that does believe and have a soft spot for Israel.
Right, and in terms of aligned national interests, I think from what I see, I don't think we got people would argue that we have Israel's a client state of the U.S. I'd argue that Benjamin Netanyahu has the U.S. on a leash, and the leash is AIPAC. I think that they've dragged us into so many things that have gone against our national interests in the Middle East. It's hurt so many U.S. relations with Arab states, such as Lebanon, the Second Lebanon War. Do you know much about that?
No, I really don't.
Yeah, 2006. We had a friendly regime in Lebanon, and there was a conflict with Hezbollah. I think they took they killed some Israelis on the border and kidnapped one or two, and Israel went to, or the president at the time or prime minister at the time went to the U.S. to ask for the green light to go to war with Lebanon. And George Bush, despite knowing that there was a friendly regime that they spent years building up, all that good relations with Lebanon went out the window with this, and he still greenlit it. And I'd argue that's because of the AIPAC pressure that he was receiving.
A lot of people feel the way you do, so I have a different opinion. I've gone through this many times, but I'm not going to defend everything that Israel does. But we should always be resolutely America first, not a foreign country. But I don't believe in America only, and that's a big distinction.
Absolutely. And
last one, then we'll get to the next.
Right. I haven't seen you talk about this problem, because I think it is a big problem that. I think it's prolonging
I don't think it's as big of a problem as you do, because it's a problem. The voters themselves, especially from a lot of these congressional districts, are far more pro-Israel than just a specific AIPAC lobby. I think there is an overestimation of how powerful AIPAC actually is. I don't agree with everything AIPAC does. I mean, they went after Thomas Massie. I love Thomas Massie, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't agree with everything. I'm in a unique position here, because I happen to be very, obviously, I'm first and foremost pro-American, but I'm very pro-Israel as well as an evangelical.
Right,
So I
yes.
try to weigh both those things,
Yes.
while understanding the objections by a lot of people like yourself that ask the very understandable question: what is in our national interest about all of this?
So, but there's a direct conflict. You see that, right?
Not always. I
Like-
mean, it depends on what decisions are being made and what circumstance there is.
I think the AIPAC influence has just prolonged the Palestinian conflict, in my opinion. I'm not saying it would solve.
Fair enough.
That it's a very complex problem, but I think during the
Well, it's also
the Camp David summit, I think that was a sham. I don't think anyone thought there was going to get anything done during that. I think Clinton was just trying to get his Nobel Peace Prize.
Right,
and that.
exactly. All right, I'm going to get to the next question. Thank you for your time. Appreciate
All right,
it.
thank you.
Thank you.